Welcome to Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer and I do models. How is everybody doing today? We are looking at another piece of photo etch details for the USS North Carolina BB-55 in 1/350th scale by Trumpeter. The model kit number for the actual North Carolina is 05303, and the kit number for this Eduard Photo-etch kit is 53018. I believe there's 5 frets in here, so it's a good value for the amount of photo-etch you get, I believe. And if you saw my previous review video on Tom's Model Works Photo-etch, I'm going to be doing a direct comparison to that to see if, to see the difference in quality. So there's the first piece of photo etch. It's a relatively small piece. And then we have, wow, there's a lot on these. Oh, there's 2 of these. Oh, there's 1 of those, sorry. One that size. This one has all your railing on it. And some more railing here. So we're going to take a better look at these in a moment. I'm just going to make sure I got it all. And then it comes with a stack of instructions that I printed out and made them bigger. I'll talk about that in a second. And then there is the barcode for it right there. So let us talk about this stuff here. First, let me take this out of here, and we'll look at each individual piece as one. So here we go. A lot of glare off of this. Now, one thing I noticed about Tom's Model Works Photo Etch is how thin it was, and it seemed more to scale. This stuff is pretty thin for Eduard Photo Etch. This is pretty thin. So I think the scale thing, Eduard is equal to Tom on the scale aspect of it. It's super thin, I think. I actually think it feels a little stiffer, so I think it's actually going to work a little bit, bend a little bit nicer, and be a little bit, more malleable and things like that. So, there is the first piece. Here is the second piece. That glare is awful, and I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing it on this photo etch so bad. You can see there's tons of railings and cranes and your catapults. All kinds of stuff on these. And then we have the last big one, which has your gun shields and your mounts for your guns. Your actual 20 millimeters over here, your shields for your 44 millimeters, some platforms, some more gun shields, your boats, I believe, your flotation cages. Yeah, these are the bottoms of your life rafts. So a lot of different pieces here. And then on this last fret here is some more of the guns. Let's see, we got individual gun shields here, and then guns with gun shields. So these fold up and you can have whatever option you want. I believe it gives you a couple different options to go with on there. So now let me I'm going to leave this out in case I need to reference a piece of photo etch. Go through these instructions. Now let me show you the instructions that come with the Eduard kit. Let me see if I'm able to do this here. There we go. Let's back out a little bit. Okay, this is the set of instructions it comes with. It is basically some A4 paper with 1, 2, 3, 4 pages on each one, just like so. It's packed in there, guys. It's packed in there. But however, if you go to Eduard's website, which is where you should have ordered the kit from, if you go to Eduard's website and you enter the kit number and you click on the kit, and there's a PDF there, you can print it in readable form. How awesome is that? Now be advised, it is printed on A4 paper, so if you print it on regular American 8.5 by 11 letter size, you're going to cut off the bottom and it's not going to fit right. So if you use a lot of Eduard photo etch, I have a ream of A4 paper, and it serves me well. I print, well, yeah, here's my stack of, here's all my photo etch stuff I print. And if you see here, this is what it looks like on regular letter paper. I had forgotten about the A4 thing. That was funny. Like, why is it not there? And I'm like, oh yeah, A4 paper. I'm sure you can go in your print settings and make it print, but it just looks weird. So, now, from what I can see between this and the Tom's Model Works, is this is 10 pages. There's definitely more to the Eduard kit than what Tom's Model Works gave you. I've noticed right away that all the railing are pre-cut for you. It's not that cut and go, cut, guess and cut photo etch that Tom's Model Works has. But, you know, that's not necessarily, you know, a win for Eduard. It's nicer, but it doesn't mean the quality is bad. I thought the quality of Tom's Model Works guardrails were fantastic. I really did. I thought the thickness was great. They were a little flimsy and they could be bent very easy, but I think that's more to scale than a little bit thicker stuff. But like I said, Eduard is just a smidge thicker, and it feels like it's a little more toughened. The brass is a little harder, so you might get a better bend out of it than on that. But let's take a look at some instructions here, because that's what we need to do. Now, on the Tom's Model Works, it told you what every part was. It told you the gun shields, the life rafts, all that stuff. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that in Eduard's work here. What Eduard does, they're just basically going to tell you the part number, what gets cut off is its parts to be removed is in the pink, and then the blue is your photo etch and your black is original kit part. And then you have an option of either one of these doors or an option of taking the door off in general. And basically it's showing you how to do it on this B1, B2 thing right here. And then you have an option 33, or, you know, you have, oh, I'm sorry, this is symmetrical assembly. This is the optional. You have to do this on B2 and B1, and you have the option of these two doors, and you can have 32 or 36, and I think that option is open or closed. So that's basically this B2 and B1. Now you come to all this right here. It's basically all the parts that have doors on it that are going to get a 37A piece. Basically, that's what it is. And then the same thing on the other side of the ship, you got all these. They're going to get the plane 37. I believe the A means aft. I'm not 100% sure on that. So now you have this section here where you're replacing hatches on the deck, and it does let you know that you're working on the aft deck. So be wise, know your ship locations. Aft is the rear of the boat, and bow is the front. So I'm sure if you're building model ships, you know that, but for those people who don't know a lot about model ships, it's good to become familiar with which way is which on a ship. I'm actually going to print a piece of paper of the North Carolina to show me what is aft, bow, stern, port, starboard, all that stuff, and I'm going to stick it on the wall so I don't get confused, because it's going to refer to different parts of the boat, and you're going to have to put parts there. So here we go. Right here it comes into some more crazy Eduard stuff. You have to have two pieces of wire, 0.4 millimeter and 1 millimeter. So you drill in a hole. See, this is where it gets confusing on the Eduard Photo-etch. Apparently you need a 0.4 diameter wire, 1 millimeter length, and you need to put these two pieces on it, these two pieces of Photo-etch. These are like turn cranks or something. Now, if you don't have 0.4 millimeter brass rod, you better go get some. That's all I gotta say. I probably could have used piano wire. I don't carry a bunch of brass rod. Brass rod would be better though. But you're cutting it 1 millimeter. I mean, that's short. But the piece here looks long. It's just, I don't know, it's counterintuitive, I guess. But 1 millimeter tall piece of brass, try cutting that off, guys. It's gonna be fun. I'm not showing hate to this Eduard kit. This is probably the kit I'm going to use. I think it's fantastic from what I've saw so far. I've studied these instructions for 3 days now before the kit even arrived, and studied photos of the kit, and I honestly, I think it has more detail than Tom's Model Works, and it is probably the kit I'm going to use, with some additional add-ons that will be done in the final video of reviews for this kit. But and I'm going to leave that for a surprise. But there's a lot of things on here that I think are fantastic. So now we're into this part, and we need some 1 millimeter diameter plastic by 1 millimeter, and we got to put it inside of these pieces here. So go through these instructions, find out the extra stuff you're going to need, and then you're good to go. So, and then, you know, you have to refer to A, and that comes back down here. You have to make another one of those, and you have to do that symmetrically on the other side. So you have, basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have to do it exactly on the other side. So that's 5. So you have 5 of these to make. So, you know, and then the same thing with like rails like this. You gotta pay attention because this one goes there, but it's a do the same on the other side. And it also has the bend. You gotta bend that curve in there, and then the same thing with all these rails. You have to do the same on the opposite side. Then you have your boat. It's not the camera. You have your boat holders, stands that go on here. And then down here you're building 2 of these whaler boats. And again, you need 0.5 millimeter plastic rod, 3 millimeters in length for on top of that. So, as I said before, this is a very, very detailed kit. Very detailed kit. And again, you need 2 of these, 2 of these. Now we get to the cranes for the back of the boat that lift up the planes, and your 40 millimeter Boffer guns. This will be one of the guns that is coming up in a review that is going to be brass. But as you can see, the only thing that's left in these 40 millimeter Boffer guns is the barrels. This barrel piece. Everything else is replaced with Photo-etch. Boom. Your shields, your base, your arching mechanism, tilting mechanism, aiming mechanism, just everything is redone in Photo-etch. It's cool. I didn't see it on the sprue. It appears to have North Carolina written in Photo-etch. See if we can find that here. I'll show you the sprues again. There's the guns, all the gun systems right there. These are all your 40 millimeter fold ups right there. There's nice detail on some of this stuff right there. Catapults look good. So let's see if I can find that North Carolina. Part 20. It's not going to be on this fret. It's on that fret. There it is right there, North Carolina. So you even got the letters for the back of the ship. Knew I'd find it. It was just tiny. So, and then you move down here to the lifeboats with oars. So 12 sets of this size, 10 sets of this size, and just the amount of detail in these. You're going to your 5-inch 30 caliber guns. I believe they're Mark 12s, Mark 28s. I have some extra details for these. Now for the 16-inch guns, I'm using the standard 16-inch guns that come on the North Carolina kit. So you do all this for turret A and B only, and then this piece right here is for turret B only. So I believe turret C is covered. See, I think this does cover all 3 turrets. And you just have to know that this is turret B only, and this is turret A and B only. The rest all goes on turret C. Now you're going to work on your islands. It does label that it is an island. It's going to talk about removing stuff. You got your ladders. And then you have more stuff to be removed. Guardrails. Like I said, all the guardrails are pre-cut for you. All you have to do is bend them into place. It could be good, could be bad, however, depending on you like to build your models. Now, take a look at this here. Look at all the blue on this part of the island right here. All this is blue, guys. All this is blue. So, it's a lot of Photo-etch. All this Photo-etch up here. tons of photo etch on these guys. You got your radars, you got your dish, it even tells you how to form it into a dome. Put it on a hard stock, a piece of soft stock, and you push a steel ball in there and you got yourself a dome. So we'll have to try that, see if that works. So then you got your chimneys here, basic stuff, some more of the dish. And you get to your first, you have to fill this. Not quite sure how that's going to work until we get there. And then here is your 20 mil machine guns right here. So there's like 48 of these, or 46. So it'll be folding like crazy. So here we go. We have some more scaffolding, some not scaffolding, but like decks and railings and things like that. This might be the catapults. And then we have ship's railings going on in the aircraft, the detail to the aircraft. And then you are done with putting all your photo etch on the North Carolina. Now, as you can see, this isn't a kit that you build your North Carolina and you slap all the parts on, like your railings and your guns and stuff. This is a very carefully laid out plan that you have to go through with your instruction manual and mark everywhere you're going to need to add photo etch. So when you get to that area, you know that there's photo etch going to go to that. What I tend to do is, there's my blue highlighter. Since the photo etch in Eduard sheet is blue, I tend to go through this whole entire paper, 10 pages, and I find each part, B1, B2, all these parts, and I highlight them with this blue highlighter. So I know when I pull that part out, oh crap, that's going to get some photo etch. That's what I'm going to say to myself, because that's how it rolls. So that's basically what I'm going to do. And then if I see a part where we're working on the deck, I'm going to mark spots that are going to get photo etch. Like this here, I'm going to mark spots that are going to get photo etch. Because it looks like there's photo etch going down that's not replacing parts. So, you know, you gotta be careful. Also, it's going to be marked in pink. It's going to be parts that need stuff removed before photo etch. And just basically go through all these instructions, go through the North Carolina manual 3 or 4 times, guys, because you don't want to miss something. You don't want to miss something and have to, and then you can't add it later or it doesn't work out. Go through it a couple times, 2-3 times, and lay it out. Become very familiar with the North Carolina build instructions. And then become very familiar with these build instructions and mark stuff out. So when you come to that section, you're going to know, oh, okay, I know where that is on the instructions. I know I have to do this. Let's just look up the part number and boom, we're there. We're golden. So another thing you can do is you can make a copy of these and you can cut out each section and tape it or clip it to the section it goes to in the book. You can do that. I might show that method on a couple pages when it comes time to do the North Carolina, but probably not going to do that method. But it is an option. Some people may like to do that. They may like to have it on the page they need it on, and boom, they're good. So that's a viable option. Hey, if you want to do it that way, do it that way. But that's it for this. So, thank you for watching this. Thank you to my supporters. Thank you to all those who support me on Patreon. If you want to visit my Patreon page, I do early review videos for tools and cool stuff on there for Patreons. So, guys, check it out. It's in the links in the description below. I'm on Facebook now, Crazy Gamer Models, Instagram, Crazy Gamer Models, and you can email me at crazygamermodels@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a fantastic day.